There is a strange silence that surrounds potential. People talk about it with bright eyes, as if it is a gift you should be grateful for, but anyone who has carried it knows it feels more like a weight pressed against the ribs. It sits inside you as a kind of quiet suspicion, the sense that your life is supposed to add up to something, that there is a version of you waiting on some far shore, watching, wondering when you will finally swim over. It is not loud. It whispers. Yet the whisper follows you everywhere. Most people think pressure comes from other people. Parents, friends, teachers, society. Sometimes it does. But the deeper pressure comes from knowing what you could do if you really tried. You feel it when you catch yourself imagining the person you might become. You feel it when you speak a little too passionately about something and surprise yourself. You feel it when someone compliments you and you brush it off, not because you disagree, but because you know it is true and that truth scares you. Potential is a mirror that shows you two versions of your life at once. One road is the life you are currently living, familiar and predictable. The other road is a life that demands something from you. A risk. A leap. A rewrite. That second road promises more, but it also threatens to expose you. If you choose it and fail, what does that say about you? If you choose it and succeed, who do you become? The fear is not only about failing. Sometimes the fear is about changing. People rarely talk about the guilt that comes with potential. The guilt of feeling behind even when others see you as ahead. The guilt of knowing you have the ability yet not the courage. The guilt of letting time slip as if you are betraying some unseen version of yourself. You lie awake at night trying to outrun the thought that you are wasting something precious. It is a kind of anxiety that does not shout, it simply hums in the background, always there, always waiting. There is also the burden of expectation. Once people believe you have potential, they project their own hopes onto you. Some want you to stay familiar, easy to understand, easy to label. Others want you to climb, to rise, to become proof that they were right about you. Both paths forget that you are the one who has to live with the consequences. You end up navigating other people's dreams while trying to protect your own. Potential becomes heavy because it makes your choices feel larger than they are. Every decision seems to matter too much. If you rest, you feel lazy. If you work, you feel behind. If you achieve something, you feel like it is not enough. You start living inside a tight space where nothing satisfies you because the standard you measure yourself against is imaginary. You compare your real life to a theoretical life, and of course the real one loses. What makes potential so complicated is that it is both a promise and a warning. It tells you that you can be more, which is inspiring, but it also reminds you that you are not there yet, which is painful. You feel caught between gratitude and dread, between excitement and self-doubt. You start to understand why some people stay small on purpose. It is safer. It is easier to claim you never tried than to admit you tried and did not become the person you hoped to be. But the truth about potential is less dramatic than people think. Potential is not a destiny. It is not some cosmic plan written in stone. It is simply a reflection of what is possible if you slowly, steadily, stubbornly decide to become yourself. Not the fantasy version. The real one. The one who makes mistakes, learns, tries again, grows in odd directions, and does not always know what they're doing. The weight becomes lighter when you stop chasing perfection and start honoring the path you are actually on. When you stop treating your potential as a judge and start seeing it as an invitation. When you realize you do not need to impress anyone, including the future you imagine is watching. Potential is not a race. It is a direction. It does not demand that you leap. It only asks that you move. Most people never realize that potential becomes a burden only when you forget that it is yours. You are allowed to grow at your own pace. You are allowed to shift, to change your mind, to redefine what success means. You are allowed to outgrow the version of you that felt pressured to be extraordinary. The real weight of potential comes from believing the world is waiting for something grand from you. The truth is simpler. You are the one waiting. Not for a perfect moment or some sudden spark of courage. You are waiting to trust yourself enough to begin. The weight lifts the moment you step forward, not because you have figured everything out, but because you finally understand that becoming what you could be starts with becoming what you are willing to be today. And that is enough.